Today's episode of Breathe More is brought to you by The Collective. Are you the only one in your friend group using words like healing? That resonates. Inner child. My rising sign is breathwork, spiritual awakening, trigger, ancestral healing. I need to regulate my nervous system. Microdosing. I got activated. And don't feel heard or understood? Join The Collective, a community that speaks your language and gets you. Hello, welcome back to another episode of Breathe More. I have missed connecting with you. I know for a couple of weeks I was cranking them out, posting several podcasts a week, just sharing information about my Dream Bigger Mastermind and manifestation tricks. And we just had our second Dream Bigger Mastermind live call. And I just wanted to share how blown away I am with this new group. They are really stepping up and stepping in because we are doing a lot of healing and movement of energy already. And this group is already manifesting like crazy, so much abundance, opportunities, more money, pay raises. It's really exciting. Somebody said yesterday, like, I had been in a place where I was so stuck, feeling stagnant. Nothing was happening in my life. And I've been part of the Dream Bigger Mastermind for a week and already like there's so much movement. And I haven't even done that much work towards it. So that's the power of saying yes to yourself, of being in a container where we're holding you and your dreams and your healing journey and your expansion. And the energy of the universe just reflects that back to you, and miracles happen all the time. So just wanted to share that inspiration for you as well, to not give up, to keep going, to hold that vision for yourself and your dreams. But for today's topic, what I wanted to focus on is having us reflect on our identities that we have assigned to ourselves. Maybe our family members have assigned to us, society, these labels, these roles, and recognizing, are there any identities that you have outgrown? This also is a theme that's coming up in my Dream Bigger Mastermind, not just the new one, but old ones, the ones that we started in the fall. And I shared with our group last week where someone in the Dream Bigger Mastermind, this is a survival way of looking at life and themselves, where they have to fight for everything, right? It's like life has been hard for them. What they have right now in their life, what they've been able to create for themselves, which is a lot of success and abundance, has come with a fight. And that identity that they have been having a really hard time letting that go. And while it has created results for them in their life, it's also creating a lot of tension and also conflict. And so I've been inviting them to show up differently, to interact in a different way. If someone is offensive or says something negative and they get triggered by what was said, that they don't automatically have to defend themselves. Maybe just creating a pause and reconnecting with their power and just recognizing whatever is going on with that person, that's on them. It has nothing to do with me. And there has been a lot of resistance to that invitation for my client. And so I shared with them something that came up with me during one of my healing sessions with one of my integrative medicine doctors, where I've been having really bad allergies. Like even being up in Idlewild, my nose has always been dripping since I got here. And that was something that I experienced in LA and beyond. And so I asked her about it. I'm like, hey, I don't know what this is about. So we were muscle testing, moving energy. And throughout this session, she kept saying, it doesn't want to clear. And this probably doesn't make any sense. Like, what do you mean an integrative medicine doctor was telling you it doesn't want to clear? I'm actually going to invite her to come on the podcast so y'all can learn more about her work because it's so freaking powerful. And she has helped my body heal from so many of the symptoms that I've had and detoxing from mold. So stay tuned for that. But going back to this session with her, this appointment, where she was telling me it doesn't want to clear. And so as she was moving energy in my body and trying to get my brain, my nervous system, my body just to stop reacting like that to any sensitivity. And it was saying no. I had a memory come back when I was very little. I was in elementary school, like first grade, and I had terrible allergies growing up. So in this session with her, I had the realization, oh, I've been attaching myself to this identity of I am someone who has really bad allergies. And what I realized in this session with her is that this identity helped me when I was younger because having really bad allergies meant that I got out of doing certain chores in my family. I didn't have to work as much. Also, having really bad allergies meant that I could rest. I could take a nap. When I was little, I wasn't able to take a nap. Like there was always too much work to do, even though I was freaking 6 years old, 5 years old, right? I had to help out my mom. And so because I was given Benadryl and it made me really drowsy, I actually got to lay down and rest and even nap. And then the other thing, how my little self interpreted being someone who has bad allergies, benefits to it, was that my parents were kinder to me. I felt like they were more gentle, more compassionate. So unconsciously, I have been carrying this identity that I am someone who has really bad allergies. And so my body has been hypersensitive all of this time and unconsciously not wanting to let that go because there were all of these indirect positive things that came out of being someone who has really bad allergies. And so finally we're able to clear it. And I came back to my mastermind group and share that story as an example. Like unconsciously, we have these ways, unconsciously and consciously, ways of viewing ourselves, how we describe ourselves, these labels that we carry, some of them with pride, some of them unconsciously. And if you stop and reflect on yourself and how you show up in the world, and also what your goals are, you're probably going to notice that some of these identities are no longer serving you. And so that is the work that we've been doing in my current mastermind group, where we did an exercise of identifying what are these old identities that you're still holding on to? What do you continue to affirm about yourself that you're recognizing isn't serving you? Another example that's maybe a little bit more tangible and you can identify with was in the first week of Mastermind, someone manifested, actually like 2 days after joining, manifested this consulting job. And this is part of their bigger goals, right? Like creating their own consulting firm. He couldn't believe that after doing this practice of self-forgiving and creating more space for the new, that this opportunity came out of thin air. And so when he shared it in our group, he started the share by saying, I wish this wasn't true, but this happened after this session. And so after celebrating, like, congratulations on the manifestation, I had him reflect, like, what is this statement about? Why are you wishing that it wasn't this easy for you? And so then there was the discussion of, well, I've always thought that things can't be this good for me, that whenever something positive happens, then something negative happens right away. And this has been an identity that he's been carrying his whole life. And so these type of identities, thoughts, statements of affirming ourselves that are resulting in a negative circumstance is not serving him anymore. And so we have to be really careful about how we speak of things and how not just speak of it, but how we view ourselves. What do we think about ourselves? So that was a practice that we did in the Dream Bigger Mastermind. And I want to take us through this exercise that we did so that you can do it for yourself and start to shine light on what might be holding you back, what might be causing this self-sabotage, what might be causing the tension or the resistance from your current reality to where you want to be. And so I'm going to invite you, if you're able, to sit back and close your eyes and take a deep breath in and exhale. And as you're gently breathing in and out, I want you to start to think about different ways that you describe yourself, how you talk about things that are no longer serving you. So again, these identities can be what you've assigned to yourself or what other folks have said to you. Usually these statements start with, I'm always doing this. For example, some of the things that I've been hearing in my clients is, I never finish what I start. Life is always hard. No matter how much money I make, there's never enough. I'm not good with this. Just creating limitations, and these identities are probably keeping not just yourself, but your life small. So thinking about these identities that are holding you back. And then once you have a clear idea of what these identities are, take another deep breath in and exhale. And can you think of a moment in the past, probably when you were younger, when this identity was formed? Maybe a teacher made you feel like you weren't smart enough. Maybe a parent or a sibling would always tell you to be quiet, that what you had to say didn't matter. Can you think of a moment of when this identity that isn't serving you anymore was created? And once you have that memory in the forefront, can you connect with that younger self and comfort them? We're going to pretend that you, who's listening to this right now, the adult, is treating this younger self like as if you're siblings. So you're comforting them, giving love, maybe even shining light on this past experience now that you, the adult, has perhaps more information about what was going on. Let this younger self know that it wasn't their fault, that they didn't deserve that. And then start to create a new story around that. One that's more positive and empowering and uplifting. Let your younger self know that also maybe things are going to change for you. The way you used to do things. And yeah, that might be upsetting for some folks. But you're in a place right now in your life where you want to make yourself a priority. Your well-being, your goals, your dreams, your health, your wealth. And just notice if your inner child is able to receive this information and feel safer, feel calmer about it. And starting to believe that, yeah, I am smart. Yes, my voice matters. My ideas matter. I do want to share my art. I do want to follow my passions. I want to have more fun. Whatever it is that your inner child or this younger self of you is craving, desiring, let them have that. Let them imagine experiencing that right now. And once you see your inner child feeling happier, lighter, trusting, both of you start to imagine connecting to the new identity, the new way that you're going to show up in life so that you're able to have your desires. So maybe you're starting to describe yourself as, I am someone who is confident. I trust myself. I believe in myself. Everything I want happens with ease. I know how to manage money. I know how to invest. Whatever it is that you want, let's see yourself, that future you, living that life already. And so current you is starting to embody and feel those emotions, that confidence. Maybe you're sitting a little bit taller as you're doing this exercise. Maybe there's even a smile on your face as you're seeing this beautiful, abundant life for yourself, feeling proud. How are you showing up in the world now? And breathe in, feeling deserving of it, feeling safe in this. And just owning it. Let's take a deep breath in and exhale. Deep breath in and exhale. One more. And exhale. And when you're ready, taking your time to gently, slowly open your eyes again. And just take a moment to notice how your energy feels after doing this practice. This is really important work. It's one of the foundational work that I do with my clients to help them manifest, to help them heal. Because again, how we speak about things and ourselves is a big part of how we create our reality. And so it's important to have the self-awareness. It's important to catch yourself when you're going back into the old patterns, into the old habits, to identify what part of you is feeling activated, that it's going back to its old way of being. And comfort, love them, offering them safety, and then show up the new way. It is a process. It does take time. But again, this work is foundational. And so if you are in a place in your life where things are in a transition, you're wanting to grow, you're wanting more from life, just something different, start with doing this exercise. Reach out to me. Let me know how it goes, what came up for you. A lot of folks do have breakthroughs when they do this exercise with me. So I wouldn't be surprised if something clicked for the first time. And again, this isn't to judge. This isn't to criticize how you're showing up right now, right? We're not making it wrong. But if, again, there is a misalignment in how you feel right now, what's going on in your life right now, and your goals, then this would be a really helpful thing to do for yourself. All right, friend, thank you so much for listening to this episode. I need your support. I am looking to grow my podcast, Breathe More, this year. And a way that you can help me do that is by sharing this podcast with your friends, with your community on social media, by also rating it 5 stars, leaving a comment. All of that helps to reach more people. And the reason why I want this podcast to grow is to help empower folks, to let people know that whatever they experienced in the past, it doesn't have to be their future. Things can change. And that's one of my bigger missions in life, to empower you, to help you create a beautiful, abundant life, to help you live in your truth. Because when more people do that, there is less pain in the world, less conflict, and we're able to all just live together with peace and love and compassion. So that is my ask of you. Thank you so much for helping me with that. And I will see you and talk to you next week. Bye.